Hey guys, so today we're going to be looking at mid control by Astralis, going into an A split with trucks smoked off for the highway players to come up. So you'll see initially there that Molotov and Flash forces Fallen off the angle and allows the device to peek. You'll see they're both holding angles very close to each other, but Fallen knows he can't peek out. So you'll see the smoke comes in from fur to fight for this mid control. Fallen's able to come out and check, but you'll see then all the utility comes out by Astralis. A smoke onto Z connector, a Molotov into vent, a flash up for the highway, and then device also smokes himself out. Another Molotov comes out to by device to force anyone off the highway position, forcing Fallen all the way back onto A site near the E box here. So you see he's holding the angle towards white box, and then the flash is going to come over to force him off. While this is going on, Zipex and Glaive have thrown the two smokes. So you'll see Fallen gets flashed off. They're lucky he misses the shot on Dupree, and then he re-peeks again because he knows he has to because of the smokes, and Device is able to take him off. And they're quite easily able to just swarm the site. You'll see Device is left in middle holding the flank. He ends up getting taken out, but it doesn't matter because the site's theirs. Now that was a lot to take in. There's a lot there, a lot of reasons they throw the grenades, a lot of grenades thrown. So I'm going to break that all down now and I'll show you guys exactly how it's all done. Now this initial engagement is all about pushing back the AWPer and Fallen and getting Device on the angle. Getting Device on this angle that Fallen's holding now, takes away information from the CT team, but it's also just important to have the angle. So this is a lineup if you want to reproduce the Molotov he uses, and the flash, there you go, that forces Fallen off as you see. And this is huge because it gives Device the angle. You see Fallen knows this and can't re-peek on the angle. Device has it, denying info. Until this smoke comes in from fur, they want to fight for this mid-control. This allows Fallen to get the info. He comes back out, he has to check, he thinks, okay, no one's gotten off, there's one on boost, and then out comes the other utility from Astralis. So I'm going to use this angle now to highlight the uses of all the utility and how they all work together to allow Astralis to take the mid control. So you'll see here now, the Molotov comes out onto vent, a very powerful position, one often used by a lot of pro teams. So that angle's gone with the Molotov, pretty self-explanatory. The Z connector smoke as well, self-explanatory, that's there to block off that whole angle. Device smokes himself out. This is good because Fur smoked him off. It just gives that extra angle where he's able to just move around and not quite as easily accessible from the other team. And then finally, the one flash out by Glaive. They were quite confident, obviously, that the only spot they could be left is white box. Obviously, they could also be at the sandbag position, but they're not in this situation, often not played in pro games. Same with very close up. You notice they're not very worried about anyone close to the mid garage. That's because there's nowhere to fall back. In pro games and high level of play, often flashbangs are used very effectively, and if you're in one of these close positions or at sandbags, you're going to get flashed out. There's nowhere for you to fall back, and it's just quite easy pickings for the T side. Here you'll see all the utilities very good. All the angles that are most likely used in this high level of play smoked off, and then lastly the flash comes in, and that forces Fallen not to do anything. If you look at the timing here on the freeze, look how close they are to seeing each other, how close it is for Fallen seeing Device, but the flash comes in at the perfect time, blinds both of them a little bit, but it forces Fallen right back. And then now if I continue the clip, you'll see Device, when he gets in position, throws a Molotov onto white box, past white box, sorry, and yeah, that forces Fallen all the way back to A site, and mid is theirs. So the next part of this play by Astralis is gaining control of the highway area. So initially here you'll see I like this flash fire device, just keeps the guy and B's honest. But what they're aiming for is the angle Fallen's holding near the E box there, looking towards the coil. So this flash here is designed exactly to flash him off, no other reason at all. It's like they're reading him like a book. So he's flashed off, but he re-peeks. Dupree's lucky he misses that shot. He probably should have peeked with the flash, but they end up coming up. You see that flash there for anyone trying to come through the smoke. It does blind Fur, as you'll see in the other point of view I show in a second. First to go through for a hero play. So from the other angle now, you probably saw this before, I just want to highlight a few things. So there's the Molotov. This flash comes in, you see Fallen's forced to fall off. There it is, he's forced to move. Then the smokes come in at perfect time from Astralis, and he's like, I have to stay, because he knows otherwise Taco will be screwed, left by himself. That's why he keeps re-peeking and he's not just falling back. Astralis did a good job and fall onto the A site, and they would just swarm onto it. There's not much they can do. You'll see there Fallen and Fur both keep peeking a lot. That's because they know they have to get a kill, otherwise the round's over. Otherwise normally they just fall back, but in this situation Astralis forces them to play that aggressively. So the last part of this play by Astralis is obviously the smokes, and they come from out the back here near Squeaky. So we'll go back from the middle of the round here. You'll see that's the vent Molotov that comes over. Zipex throws that, and he comes back to look at checkers. Pretty basic stuff. So then they know, alright, we're out middle, we've done our middle stuff. We need to come back and throw these two smokes. So this is the lineup for Zipex's smoke. You see he gets up, aims around there on the antenna. Glaive's one is a little bit of a run throw. So you see he's on the right line now. It's like that. And you see, notice he pushes it forward a little bit. There we go, with a flash as well. That flash is okay, not the most effective one, but not much you can do from back there. So you see Zipex here, his whole job is to flash off Taco. I like this, that's a mint flash, opening the door, draws the attention, and you'll see Taco's full blind, and it's just about collapsing onto the site. You'll see they're aware they could have been pushed into A main, so Zipex comes, checks this, it's clear, they have full control of the site. And that's it for this play, guys. The main thing to take away from this is the battle in middle to get the AWPers on the angles. You know, so it's all about full on device, getting the angles at white box, getting the angle up near the E box there, and that's the whole play there. All the flashes, all the utility is used to gain control of those areas and let the AWPers lock it down. And that's it, guys. If you like this kind of video, maybe think about subscribing, and thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys later.